Hello, this is Ryan from the Rivals of Co-op, and I'm here to present a bonus episode for Archangel's Fall. You're probably wondering, okay, so this episode, like, why is there a bonus episode almost a month after the hardcore ended? Well, the reason is because we have some commentary from the map creators, actually. So basically, the map creators and myself are all going to be going across the Archangel's Fall map, and we're basically going to be talking. They're going to be doing most of the talking, but they're basically going to be talking about the map creation, how it was made, why they came to certain decisions with the map and everything. It's very, very interesting. It's a bit long, but hopefully you'll stick around for it. Not only that, but there is a clip at the end of the video. I'll put the timestamp on the screen right now. This clip is basically going to be a bit of a sneak peek of before the hardcore started. One of the members of the hardcore, that being Matt, he started his recording a bit early, so he has a bit of footage from before the hardcore started. So I hope that'll be fun to watch. Not a whole lot to show off, but it'll be a bit of a funny clip to show off. Hope you guys enjoy this video. It's very long overdue, but it's out now, so hope you enjoy the commentary from the map creators. It's all very interesting. Alright, see you around. And hello. This is Archangel's Fall bonus episode where I'm with the map makers, two of them anyway. PearUhDox.
Hello.
I like your name. It's a very punny name.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
And then hello.
Hello. I don't really exist.
Understandable.
Illusion.
Alright, so we're basically just going to be, well, these two are basically going to be mostly talking about the creation of this map and how it's like made in like 90 hours and everything, and also going to be talking about the updated version of the map a little bit. Probably should actually hit this button so we can like go to different parts of the map. So I'm gonna go ahead and do
probably a
that.
good idea.
Unless I just want to stay here forever, which nah.
Oh, are you immediately okay? Immediately digging to the TNT trap down there.
So one of my friends, like, I was in another VC with some members of the hardcore, and one of the things they're wondering about was who is the one who made this TNT trap under spawn and why?
It was probably Veh. If I'm being honest, most of the traps in the map are probably done by Veh.
It was me.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
I'm
We're
dead.
off to a fantastic start.
I was half a heart because we did some fighting for some reason in the start. It was great. Don't worry about it. And now I can't get attacked anymore. Also, it is really funny how that starter sword was never found until like
right here.
2/3 of the map.
What is right?
Like,
So
it was great.
this starter sword has been an active point of annoyance for me because in most Let's Plays I've seen of this map, everyone misses it. I know TJ missed it. I know you guys missed it for a long time. I know other people I've watched play the map missed it. The only people I've seen find it are people who weren't recording. So I have no proof that people have actually found this item besides them telling me on Discord. But I mean, one of the things I like to do in most of my projects was put a decent unbreakable weapon in the start of the map. Because I find that it's not fun to break your only sword and then have to go make another sword and something like that. It kind of it speeds up the early game a little bit, but it probably was a problem that it's hidden in the water pool and like no one would think to really like look in it. They just walk and go straight for the wood and the ship.
Yeah. It's funny though because there's 8 people and they just all passed by it, but
I know.
like I think when I started out, I didn't even go in that direction. Just kind of walked over here and then just started collecting wood over in this ship, I believe. Yeah. That's what I started doing, anyways.
I seem to remember wanting to fill the water areas with Jewel Guardian spawners, and not being allowed to do that.
You want to do? Yeah, that would have been a bit more of an annoyance. So that might have been helpful in like the outer reaches of the ocean to prevent players from going there.
See,
yeah, that's what I mean.
the funny thing is that when we started out, one of my friends thought this was a guardian spawner and just ran away, but no, it was just
no.
It was,
Yeah,
it
so
was just a drowned corpse.
the kind of a problem with Drowned in Minecraft is that they have very specific spawning requirements. They can only spawn in 2 biomes and below sea level. oceans, well, I guess more than 2 biomes, any ocean biome and a river biome, but they have to always be below sea level. And since Archangels, sea level sits at 81, I believe, maybe 82. Drowned basically would not spawn.
81.
Yeah,
So
81.
we have a handy trick where we summoned the drowned riding 0 health guardians. The guardians immediately despawn, and then the drowned is left.
Okay.
Which is why all the drowned spawners look like guardian spawners, and it's why some of the spawners in the latter half of the map look like endermite spawners, because like husks have similar requirements, and endermites are also void of light requirements, so we could use them to spawn creepers in the nether despite it being filled with lava.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Interesting.
Which is, yeah, it's kind of weird. It's not really, I'd love it if it was a way I could get the zombie to display instead, but I couldn't really figure that out without breaking the trick.
Yeah. They need to make some updates to Minecraft and make it more easy just to like add these mobs to spawners, because it seems really
For
annoying.
sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. It's doable, but as are many things in Minecraft, I find.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we can talk about the first dungeon since we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. So
Okay.
first dungeon was built like mostly by me and one of our mappers who's not here with us today, Athena. She started. Well, she mentioned that the entire world was done by.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Yes, shout out to Fornan for doing the base terrain here.
Oh yes, yeah. I was about to
And
mention.
Athena is like extremely amazing at decorating, so super shout out to her as well. And they're not here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fornan did basically all the base terrain. We came in with a couple terrain brushes and modified some things, but he was responsible for the entire thing using World Painter, while we were busy building the cathedral. But Athena built the skeleton of the lighthouse. I came out and added some outside detailing later on, and she did most of the interiors in here as well. Kind of just a basic, really short, small dungeon, trying to ease the player into the map.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a fun surprise at the top level, which were the creeper spawner up here, and then
Oh yeah.
which
Creeper Spotter was a fun time.
yeah, which if you took too long going up the earlier part of it, you could easily spawn a couple too many creepers. Something I
yeah,
noticed.
about that many. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. One thing I might do in the future is reduce the ranges of these spawners so that they don't go off as much when you're below them. It's just something I'll do probably in a lot of areas of the map that are structural.
All right.
But then you get up here, and then here's the first disc. And then we didn't give any of the dungeons fancy names. They're all pretty generic, and we didn't really label them either. It was kind of to solidify the desolate feel for the map,
Okay.
but also just so I could provide some really cool lore about the dungeon on the disc itself as well.
Yeah. I like the lore. I like the lore on all the discs. But like no one really read it out in the hardcore, so I just kind of added it myself.
Fair enough. There is a secret chest up here, which you guys did find eventually.
Yeah.
With the golden apple, strength pot, and speed. I think Vez responsible for most of these hidden chests around the map. She really likes placing hidden loot.
Basically all of them.
Yeah. There's so many that I probably don't know where all of them are because I did not
even
watch her
remember
place
all
all of them. But
I don't even remember where they all are.
yeah. The other thing I should mention is that this map was built for the Strawberry Jam. It's a CTM map making competition project thing where you make a map in 72 hours. Normally it's a 3 objective map, but since we had 4 people, we did a 12 objective map. And then we didn't quite finish because 1.13 likes to cause lots of problems when trying to update from 1.12 to 1.13. But we built this map with the theme Harvest. It was the October Jam, so it's kind of a lot of the that's where a lot of the desolate kind of feel came from.
All right.
And the lore for the map was inspired mostly by Magic the Gathering's Innistrad, which is also where the Archangel collar kind of came from.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, I don't really know much about magic, but yeah, cool.
But yeah. And then we have down here, of course, the Hell Vault portal, which was kind of like our way to gate off the final dungeons for a while, so players wouldn't charge into them immediately. I think it was also just an excuse to use the Nether. I think I wanted to use the Nether, so it was kind of a way to work that into the map.
It was more about gating the final dungeons than wanting to use the Nether, because
That's
I
true.
honestly hate building in the Nether. The Nether can die in a hole.
Let's go over to the next island.
All right, sounds good.
So it looks like someone already made it here.
This tower was actually so there was the initial version, which was for the jam, and then we did a couple minor updates after that. This was in one of the minor updates, and this actually was the lighthouse. I copied the lighthouse over here, turned it all to stone
really?
brick, and basically collapsed it all.
Okay. I was wondering how you got this shape. How you got
this is the
built.
lighthouse.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I remember coming over here and thinking it was a dungeon at first, but nah, it was just a small creeper-infested, broken tower.
Creeper-infested pit of sadness.
Yes.
Yeah.
With bread.
I know one of the things I've been working on in the updated copy of the map, which we can talk about later, is I've been trying to add more non-dungeon structures to the map so that there's more to explore that isn't just this is a dungeon and kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then past that, you come over here. We have the hunter's shack, hunter's house, which has the healing, some apples, and a couple of the traps in there.
I think one person in the series used the traps.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's
The
it.
problem.
Yeah.
I noticed. Yeah, I like the idea of using the offensive potions. The problem is more just a lot of players either forget or
Just
because they just don't use them. They which, I mean, that's understandable. It's like it's adding an extra mechanic in. If there's a lot of them provided, so what I was thinking of doing was kind of replacing them with potions that resupply themselves with hidden command block mechanics, so that players are more inclined to keep reusing them. And then I suppose we can progress to the first more dungeons of the map. So you have this little gravel andesite path with spawners across it. Kind of takes you to a intersection between the first two dungeons.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it was daytime for the beginning of the map, because it would have been a lot more interesting if like mobs were spawning in here. But that was entirely like a mistake I made there.
It's totally fine. I could see how that would happen, and I think a couple mobs still ended up spawning because the trees provide some cover to allow the spawners to kick in. But it didn't really hamper too much. It made the top area of the village a little easy, but it's not a very hard dungeon anyways, so
Yeah.
it wasn't a huge deal.
And plus, when we did the village, it was nighttime by then, so...
Yeah.
So there was creeper spawn-ins and spawners and stuff like that. Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these spawners up on these smashed up second floors are extremely rudely placed.
Yeah, some of them are very not nice.
Oh yeah, these zombies can just spawn and just drop right on you.
Yeah. Fortunately, we didn't put any creepers up in the roof.
Oh yeah, if there's creepers up on the roof, that would have been bad.
very annoying. That
Yeah.
would have been very annoying and probably gotten someone killed off the bat.
It probably would have.
There were drop creepers in the observatory, which, because I am a jerk and I put them there to kill people. So since I also did mob design, I can talk about mobs as well. Most dungeons in the map have custom mobs, like the named ones, the ones that look different.
Oh yeah, the skeletons and the other buildings nearby.
Yeah, and so because players don't have access to many shields at this time, I decided that the only skeletons I wanted spawning in from spawners were more like upgraded ones that spawn one time. So every enemy with a red name has a slower spawn time, and it only spawns one copy of the mob. It takes, I believe, 90 seconds instead of 30 seconds to spawn a second time. So they're kind of like elites, quote unquote, which like elite enemies that either have like more health, more damage, or more dangerous. And so I know the skeletons
The
here have.
werewolves in the mine are the best example. Also,
Yeah.
probably the meanest example.
I don't know. I mean, the Observatory one packs a punch.
Yeah.
But the werewolf, yeah, the werewolves in the mines. There's the ones with the swords, and there's the one with the axes. One of those is the elite. One of those is the basic variant.
Mm-hmm.
And the elites typically have more health. I don't think these skeletons do because I didn't want to be too mean. But I know the skeletons have slowness arrows, I believe.
Yeah.
Like slowness 2 or slowness 3 arrows.
Yeah. I think it was something
Which
like
can
that.
make getting away from them a challenge.
Yeah.
And then we start providing more shields, and then there's the really good shield, which I believe was it Justin who used that the entire playthrough.
He used after Liam died, he
Mhm.
kind of started using it for the rest of the series. Like he upgraded whenever it got low in durability, and it saved
Yeah.
his life multiple times.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I use it in this map, but I have done the technique before where you apply an axe with no damage bonus to a mob, just so it can break a shield.
Oh.
But not do any extra damage. I know I've done that in the past on mobs. I don't know if these spiders have it. They might.
I don't think so, because I think I remember just blocking with a shield against those spiders, and they didn't do anything to my shield.
Yeah, I can't ever remember what's it on. I know I've done it before on like, fish, spiders, mobs where they don't really do too much damage, and the danger is more that they leave you vulnerable for a more powerful attack from like a creeper or a more powerful mob, or let you get pelted with arrows.
I'm gonna go down to the dungeon and grab the music disc.
Sounds good. Yeah, and then this down here, I don't remember who worked on the caves down here. I think it was Athena who did the hollowing out.
Athena.
And yeah, Athena did most of this dungeon. But the vines, they weren't intended to be this long. It kind of just happened because we forgot to turn off the tick rate. So that's why all the vines are so long in this map.
Hey, it makes it harder to hit the enemies, so people just kind of had to destroy them in order to see anything.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, it does also help with creepers, because if a creeper blows up through a vine, it does reduce damage, because it counts as blocking line of sight. And then we've got the village disc.
Woo. Once this village was a peaceful farm. Yeah, I've already read that.
Yeah. Get over to this bridge. I guess we can go to the observatory next, since it's the dungeon you guys tackled next after the village.
Yeah. We might as well do this in order of like the dungeons.
Yeah.
Oh
that
shit.
is a kaboom. Okay.
Yeah, there you
okay.
go. I mean, we might as well. Oh, my game is lagging.
not happy with that explosion.
It's 113 TNT.
113 explosions are a little to be desired.
Yeah, that game just fucking died.
Yeah. So you guys have found this bridge in the daytime, so the Vex spawner didn't go off, so it didn't prelude to what was in the observatory, which was that was the only thing I was like, well, if they had seen the Vex, they probably would not have gone here next.
Yeah, and I don't think any creepers spawned either, so they just destroyed the TNT and
yeah.
took a bunch of note blocks. Which, you know what? I'm happy they took the note blocks because I added they would place out note blocks before the dungeons as a morale boost, and it was great.
It was really funny. That was cool.
Yeah.
One thing you can do with TNT, but at the time we couldn't because it got removed from 113 and was added back in by a rock, I think it was. There's a setting you can make TNT prime itself when punched.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't do that with any TNT in the map because at the time that was broken in 113, but it's possible to do again. It's called the unstable tag. So if you apply it, it still drops the TNT block, but it drops a TNT exploding entity right there as well, which kind of would. Not all TNT is safe to break in future maps.
Yeah, I think I remember being really confused in certain maps when I would hit TNT and it would break. I was like, why does this happen? This doesn't happen normally, so I was always really confused when that happened. But yeah, that kind of explains that.
It's a very hidden tag, not many people know about, but but it can be used to get a lot of kills off of people who disarm traps and think they're safe.
Yeah. Also, now that we're out here, the undead mage.
The mages, yes. The mages. I loved making this mob. I think you guys did not enjoy fighting it as much, but I love this mob.
Yeah, it was a really really difficult mob to deal with because it just made me float. Oh, hey, they
Yeah,
dropped the bow.
it's a very and the floating is also obviously controlled by the tipped arrows. I don't know if we provided any of those arrows. It might have been cool if we did, but
Oh yeah,
I
there's a
know.
lot of the arrows in chests.
Fair enough. Yeah, I know we have a lot of the enchanted arrow, which is just a slowness 4 arrow.
Yeah, I think those were used. Some
Yeah,
people use them.
Pretty liberally. I would expect them to be, just because people didn't have as many arrows, and then if we're providing arrows, they
Yeah,
get used.
there's like some in here. Oh yeah, the pigmen.
So the pigmen are actually supposed to have a name. They're supposed to be homunculus enemies, like
homunculus.
like mage stitchings. Unfortunately, the name kind of got lost, and their drop rates weren't set properly, so that's why they just drop a bunch of armor and everything, and it was a bit of a sore point
They're
for me.
super tanky.
But they are surprisingly tanky, and they do a lot of damage. So they're definitely getting nerfed. And then the Vexes are more just a nuisance. They don't really do much damage, and they have only 4 health, so they die off pretty quickly. But they can be a pain to deal with at times.
So why do they just like die randomly? Like sometimes they just disappear.
So
for a bit.
Vexes
Whoa, why
actually
is-
have a. Oh dear, that's a lot of Vexes.
I
Vexes
don't
have a
know about
tag
you,
that
but
allows them
in,
to. They have like a lifetime tag, which means that when that tag runs out, they
Hey,
start
here.
taking damage until they die.
Okay.
So. Yeah,
So I'm just wondering about something. These pigmen, do they auto aggro? Like-
Yes, they do. The
Yes.
pigmen are set to max anger, so they will auto aggro.
Yeah, sometimes they would just immediately attack people, and then other times they would just sit there for a few seconds and then attack them. But that's just that. I think that's just because Minecraft's weird with how mobs aggro on you. Sometimes they
Yeah,
don't even
it
see.
is.
They don't even notice. It seems like they don't even notice you for a while, and then they just start attacking. All right.
Then if we progress up, we get to see the real fun. Where is he? Where is the real fun?
Here he is.
The real fun. mob.
Abomination.
Yeah, these guys are definitely the terror point of this dungeon.
Yeah, they cause the most chaos, anyways.
Yeah, I added them one for shield break, but it's also really funny to just have this giant axe wielding, lumbering, crazy thing just come charging down the stairs.
Yeah.
And it was the first time it would happen. Everyone just panicked and ran. It was really funny.
Yeah.
'Cause This
Understandable
thing
for
will
the nice
two-tap people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also got full knockback resistance, so it can't be knocked back by anything short of a knockback weapon or punch bow. So so it's kind of there to force retreat and slow the player down, and also to counter shields.
Yeah.
This room is actually where most people get killed. Like this was not a you guys only. I think TJ died here. I know Sib on stream died here like 3 times in this one room. The combination of just where the spawners are placed and how enemies drop down just proves to be a nightmare to deal with, especially if you walk into the side loot room, trigger the abomination spawner, and then you're just screwed.
Yeah, this room just killed so many people.
This room I think did it kill 3?
Yeah, it
And
killed
it's
3.
3
Yeah.
It's
people,
not
yeah.
terrible, but it's not even worth it. It's
Yeah. It wasn't worth it,
So-
especially since I only had that bow for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the mending armor, the skeleton skulls, which actually do reduce skeleton aggro by a little bit, if you wear one, which is pretty cool. That's a vanilla Minecraft mechanic with mob heads. They reduce the aggro range of that mob.
Yeah, that's what someone mentioned actually, but I don't think we ever actually used them.
Yeah, in this dungeon, it's so close quarters, they're not really too useful. I know, and then the mending armor was likely just more valued because mending.
Yeah, Vex
And
is there
this-
too.
This room was, I swear, this house was the funniest shit, probably in the entire series.
Oh
Where
yeah,
I think it
the
was
creeper.
Matt who walks out here, looks down, and nearly gets killed and knocked like all the way down. As you know, he backed up and shielded, but like I've seen people like stand here. Creeper just walks down casually, knocks them off the entire area.
Yeah.
I saw him just standing out here, heard the JoJo music, and I was like, dear God, it's not gonna happen, is it?
Yeah.
God,
That was a
this
lot
is
of fun.
perfect. This is a perfect. I love this creeper trap. This little trap right here with these creepers.
Oh yeah, it was so
Because
good.
Yeah, Because when a creeper falls, it also starts its fuse while it's in the air if it's aggroed on you. So it basically blows up faster if it's falling on your head.
Oh yeah.
Which is yeah, it can lead. It's led to. I've seen a couple people just get yeeted off this and die. It's really funny.
But yeah, it was really funny when good old Liam got killed by Lorenzo by knocking the pigmen
one
in.
into.
It's funny because he has a history of accidentally killing people in other hardcores we've done. So it's great that there's no PvP on, yet this time he somehow managed to do it.
God, it's really funny. And then I think Lorenzo was the guy who died next, right? Just
Yeah,
the pigmen
just like a
swarming
minute
them.
later. Like
Yeah, that was
that should
and
not
then
have happened.
You died because another abomination got the spawn off while you guys were fighting up this staircase, and he just dropped on your
Just
head.
dropped right here. I was like right here in this corner shielding.
The thing that's funny about difficulty levels is the higher you increase in Minecraft's difficulty, the more gutsy mobs are. They're more willing to walk off higher ledges and take more damage to actually get at you. So had you been on normal mode, this Wither Skeleton likely would have not walked off. But because you're playing on hardcore, he immediately just charged.
Well, actually, it wasn't normal mode. The whole map was played
you
in
were
normal
on normal mode.
Yeah.
Really?
The whole map was in normal.
Okay. So I know in easy that definitely would have happened, but yeah, okay. So this would have happened probably regardless in any playthrough, which is funny to see that. Oh my God, there's so many skeletons up here. And there's the disc, but there is, if you break in here, there's a sign here.
Wow, I ruined everything. Whatever.
This is the head of Tala, one of Athena. I think it's Athena's significant other, who made it. The head just made its way into the map. And we put, hey, there's a telescope, because we love bad puns, and that's why this little Easter egg was here.
I wasn't sure what this was at first.
We're just like, what is this?
Yeah, why is our head in here? And like, oh, cool, just like then you can drop off. But it would have been so much better if they actually just like jumped off here, because then Matt wouldn't have died.
I suppose that's the observatory, the area that killed over half the team.
Yep.
And I do feel really bad about that, because a lot of people did not get the chance to play the rest of the map, at least in the hardcore. I don't know if you guys played the map on your own after that.
No,
but...
we didn't. See, I kind of made a mistake in that, like, I really wanted to play the map, like, myself after I died. So then I just, like, played it on my own time while, like, in between hardcore sessions.
That's fair.
Which I felt bad for, because someone suggested that we play through the map, and then we never actually played through the map because I played it myself, so...
Definitely, I don't know. Other people might have also solo played it. I definitely recommend playing the map is actually balanced for, I think, around 1 to 4 people.
Yeah.
Instead of, you guys do 8 people is always a complication with any CTM. We can't really ever balance for that.
Yeah. There's enough loot though that like it
yes,
worked,
there's
kinda.
a lot of loot that multiplayer play is very compatible. Something I was very concerned with, making sure that there was too much loot rather than not enough loot.
Mm-hmm. If only we tackled this dungeon after the mine, but of course the
werewolf kind of scared you guys away from the mine.
Yeah, like my friend Liam just got fucking attacked, or not attacked, but like he had to run away from it because
you saw it jump with jump boost, speed, and like 2 swords, and he's just like, nope, I'm out, I'm done. This is not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mines do a very good job of immediately showing off the threat. The observatory really doesn't.
Yeah.
Even with the Vex spawner, it
not
doesn't
until
really
you
show
enter
off
it.
Yeah, once you enter it, you kind of realize, oh, it might be. Which is another thing that on this map I kind of is not really doable in a hardcore, but is doable in normal. If you start dying repeatedly in a dungeon, it's probably a good idea to look at doing a different dungeon, because it suggests that you're probably not powerful enough to tackle that dungeon. In hindsight, the observatory still is too powerful because it's intended to be the 4th dungeon players do, and I think even as the 4th dungeon, that is still a tall order to ask.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Funny thing is, about a month or 2 before we started recording for the HC, me and Isaac actually played through a bit of this map beforehand and had some information before we started.
Yeah.
Which
one
one
of
of the
see how it would work.
Yeah, because like unfortunately, like we only had like 8 people, so we couldn't get someone else like some other group to do, because we don't know enough people to do that. So yeah, we just kind of had to play it ourselves a little bit, and we did go to the observatory, and it was really hard. But we just thought, oh, like we have 8 people, it'll be totally fine. Only 2 people will die, right? Oh yeah, that'll be totally fine. Like that was like the conversation we had, and well, that didn't happen.
You might have actually been able to get out of the observatory with only 3 or 4 deaths, but that creeper falling on Matt, that was and then
Yeah,
a
he
lot
was
of the
really
deaths
upset.
in that one room were just a combination. I feel really bad about that death. I hope he went and played the map on his own time, because I feel really bad about that, and how that one chief death basically denied him the rest of the map, and I feel really bad about that.
Yeah, he doesn't really play that much Minecraft, so I don't think he ever played it. But
That's unfortunate. Well, shout out to Matt.
shout out to Matt. Oh, I would have put
shout
his
out
channel.
to Matt for taking the one drop creeper death in the map.
Yeah.
Shout
Thank
out
you
to
for
everybody who died
Yeah.
and the people who didn't.
So to progress to, I guess, the mines do have 2 entrances. I know you guys explored both
standing
of them.
outside the upper entrance. Right
Yeah.
All right. Where is the other?
Oh yeah, it's over here.
on this one, right? Yeah. One of the entrances has that TNT trap. The other one,
Yeah.
which I finally found where that TNT trap was. God. I thought it was in the middle of the
told you
dungeon.
it existed and then didn't tell you where it was.
Yeah, you did. You told me it existed, and that I was poking around the mines with a scalpel, hoping I didn't trigger it by accident. I can't remember if it's on this entrance or the other entrance. I think it actually is this entrance.
It is. I think it's this one
It's
right
this
here.
spawner. Yeah, you see the gravel underneath.
Oh yeah, I
So
can see
if
it. Yeah.
you break it, the gravel updates, falls, hits a pressure plate, kaboom.
Yeah. I'm not gonna activate because the game will just lag.
Yeah, it's a trap we don't have to push. We don't have to push buttons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a chest I broke by accident. Mines also has lots of blast protection gear, which, because it's a mine, but also helps with the drop creepers in later areas, I feel. So
Yeah.
that's why it's mostly here. I know the other areas have a bit more projectile protection, stuff like that. Some decent loot overall.
I'm happy.
There's a
Probably a second trap in this area, by the way.
Oh yeah, there's shulker box.
Yeah, there's a shulker box in this area. There's a shulker box that we forgot to mention. There's a shulker box in the lighthouse as well.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think there's 4 or 5 boxes in the map overall.
Yeah, because when there was 3 people left, they all had shulker boxes.
Mm-hmm. That just helps with the loot carrying and stuff like that.
Oh,
These
yeah.
zombies have torches too, so with Optifine they light up the area they walk in.
Oh,
They
yeah.
also have thorns, which I realize in hindsight is just annoying, and I'm not going to let that stick around because that's just a nuisance.
Yeah. It wasn't really like that bad. It was just like, oh, you just take extra damage sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's not threatening. It's just, oh, I have to eat more food.
Yeah, basically.
And then there's the gold pickaxe in here with the speed buff on main hand.
Oh yeah, this was used for a little while until it, well, broke.
Yeah, this is a spawner breaker. It's really good at breaking spawners fast, and then the speed lets you get to the spawner really quickly too and break it.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite kind of pickaxe. I love pickaxes that allow me to ignore mobs and break spawners first.
Oh yeah.
I play really recklessly, so I design items to also really support that reckless playstyle.
Yeah, it's like, I think Justin had the gold pickaxe and everyone else had stone pickaxes, so he just kind of broke most of the spawners, but then of course the pickaxe is gold, so it breaks really quickly.
Yeah,
Hey,
with
come
unbreaking
down
it
where
gets
I am.
about 60 uses.
Yeah, that's not anywhere near as many as just like even a stone pickaxe, I think.
Hey, take everything out of that chest.
Oh
for-
yeah, we should show that. Is it a TNT trap?
TNT trap.
What
It is a
chest?
TNT trap. Just
Where
warp
is-
to one of us.
Okay, I'm just gonna teleport.
So this is a pretty clever trap that I don't know if Vat came up with it, but she's used it a lot.
No,
Oh
where-
no, it was never used. Like I don't
Yeah.
think it ever blew up.
I
there's a
didn't come up with it
comparator
with the
behind.
idea my other half did.
Fair enough. There's a comparator behind where if you remove all the items from the chest, it triggers a knock gate behind the and blows up the TNT.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
So, and you could also there's
Whoa.
lag. And you could also redesign that so that it works if you add items, take a certain amount out, or like just comparators are really flexible in that regard.
Yeah, that's a lot of freaking
So-
TNT. That would have been really
Yeah.
interesting if that was
It
That
didn't
was-
go off.
Yeah, it didn't go
But
off.
I don't know if you guys may not
It's
have
gotta-
taken everything out of the chest, which makes
There's
sense.
so much TNT in this one because it's got to be able to blast through the wall.
Yeah.
Because there's creepers in here, I didn't put it like 1 block in. It's got to have enough charge to blast through the wall to be a hazard.
Overall, mines. I did most of the work on the mines. I did a lot more of the work on the natural areas because that's kind of more my specialty. Is more natural, less structural areas. So the mines is basically all me. Minus
I wonder who
Evan,
here
the
might be
active
good at
traps.
structures though.
Yeah, you're better. You, Fornin, are really rich. You and instructors. I still need to learn.
Yeah, I just turned on shaders because the glowstone looks so cool when it's just glowing. Like, it looks really nice.
Yeah, I don't usually build with shaders, but I love people who use them because they make areas look so cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I find it's more of a hassle to build with them, but
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because like shaders are weird with the lighting.
yeah.
So it's not
Plus-
good building with them, but it's fun playing with just playing the game normally with them on.
Yeah. Plus, as well, with the programs we were using to update the map, we used Fast Async World Edit, which is a version of World Edit that doesn't update blocks when you make changes. So lighting doesn't update properly until you run a command to fix all of it. So when in map making, we just turn on night vision, and the entire area just looks awful. It's lighting wise, it's a multi-step process.
It always looks like crap until you're done when you're mapping.
Yeah, and then it's not a hole that leads up, just kind of like for moonlight, and players can peer
Interestingly,
down it.
interestingly, that spends that is what gets a lot of people hung up with mapping, and they end up getting so stuck on making it look pretty they never actually finish areas, and that's a very, very, very common thing.
I suppose,
Those are the people that don't finish maps.
yeah.
Mm.
Suppose
And
since
it's understandable completely, but like if you ever make anything, or anybody who ends up hearing any of this ends up making anything, you really have to just keep building. Stop worrying about making it look good. Do that last.
Yeah, I've
That's
scrapped
fair.
a number of things as well. I have
Yeah.
projects I've scrapped just because I wasn't happy with how they're going and started over. So it's a multi-step process for sure.
Yeah, I've
So since
the
we're-
city of regrets.
this I really like this island. This
Oh, I
island's
love this
great.
island too. I love this island, and how the entire thing looks. Should mention, since we're here, the elephant giant cathedral overlooking the small city,
Oh yeah.
which was while Fornin was doing all of our terrain work, we were building this cathedral. And then we built it without it being ruined, and then we took TNT and a road brushes to it to trash the whole thing, so that it would look
I cannot
how
shoot
it does
those.
now. Oh god, these gas are a pain in my side because they don't really do anything. They just float around and make noises.
Oh yeah.
They're a pain, but it ain't in my side that they're a pain.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Let's talk about the room where Aura died.
Poor Aura got deleted by tridents.
Yeah. Yeah, it was his first time playing Minecraft in a while, so he wasn't used to some of the new mechanics, such as fast swimming, so he probably could have escaped, but he
I
didn't.
think he was also stuck in the water bubbles as well, which did not help.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Which building was it? Was it the one down
It was
here?
this one. It was the one with the box. It was the one
Right.
with the box at the bottom, which something I plan on doing is reworking how this, because this box is actually really hard to find and people don't expect it down here.
Yeah.
Because they don't think of the capital area, the city area, as a dungeon. They think of it more just as a world area to explore
Yeah.
and get loot. So it's kind of surprising that there's a box down here. So that's something I did
Whoa, that's
realize
loud.
in hindsight.
So I think a far better idea to do with that box is something we tossed around before, which is expanding the iron mine dramatically and putting it in there. And
Yeah.
making the iron mine easier to find.
Oh yeah, the iron mine.
The iron mine over here, which you guys found after you already found iron, and Justin nearly got killed and only survived because of his shit.
Yeah.
Which is really funny. This mine is the definition of ridiculous creeper spam.
Oh.
This mine
God.
was made This mine was made
After
in one
the
of the
fact,
smaller updates, and it was made entirely by hand. Every single block you see here, I placed by hand. Kill me now.
That must have taken forever.
Why did you
It
do it
took
that way?
like 4 hours because we couldn't. We really wanted to fix it. Me and Omega really wanted to fix a couple of the critical problems,
Right.
and we also wanted to add this because there was hardly any iron in the map at that point.
Yeah, the only iron in the map was at the very top of the volcano island, the last island. I call it volcano island because that's what we started out with it being. But
Me and Omega could
that way.
not get the mapping tools that had just been released to work right, so we were like, "Screw it! It needs to get done. We're doing it now, anyways." And it was painful and took hours. And
113.
the other mine area came out of this as well, and honestly, that's why this mine and the other mine are kinda both crap.
Yeah.
It's
And that
because
was
they were
that
made
was
with-
the update where I wanted to fix the jump boost creepers as well, and I thought I made a fix for them, and they still didn't get fixed. So what? That kind of just went.
Oh yeah, let's
I
talk
accepted
about
it
the
at that
garden
point.
next, actually.
Yeah. Let's
Let's
get
go over to the garden.
next, 'cause that was
Garden
the next
is
dungeon
amazing.
you guys tackled.
Yeah, like we
I
just
built most of the garden.
Alright.
Again, natural areas of the map, but yeah, the jump boost creepers. Yeah, that's a sore point with me, but not like I could. I mean, at this point, they've been in the map for so long. Not only did you guys know one of our speedrunners in the CTM community, Gunter, he used them and the creepers in the cult pass to get a 25-minute speedrun on this map. Because the invisible creepers make invisibility clouds, and as you could probably guess, those are also infinite.
yeah, thankfully we never
so-
knew that, but we did
Yeah.
obviously know about the creepers in here.
Yeah. They created the infinite jump boost clouds because when I was making mobs, that was still a relatively new mechanic. It was a 111 mechanic. I hadn't really gotten used to it. So I made mobs, kind of forgot that it existed. And then infinite jump boost 4 clouds. I'll definitely be fixing this when I update the map, but I definitely don't want to remove the jump boost because people had a lot of fun with it.
I had an idea for that, and that there's in that just having something where each major island, so this one and the formerly volcanic island and the one with the lighthouse, maybe make a way to get some permanent buff from each island.
I was thinking of one of the things I've been working on my time is a custom enchantment data pack, which allows you to, would give map makers more flexibility with item design. And one of the enchantments I designed was just give jump boost depending on the level of the enchant. So either something like what Vest suggested, or I'd work that into the map and just provide jump boost gear that players can use. Because the jump boost is undeniably one of the more fun things now. You get into the garden, you blow up a creeper, and now you can jump 4-5 blocks.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
I wish I was alive for that.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and I know some people did like the Scouts Honor thing and cleared it after they got out of the garden. I didn't really care either way. You guys are totally fine to keep abusing it because it's a bug I knew about, hadn't fixed yet, and whatever.
My philosophy for maps is that whatever I put out, that's what I want people to have the most fun with.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And if there are problems, if there are things I don't like, I will update it and fix them. But if somebody plays an older version, I personally have no problem with that.
Yeah, so like
Or
this is.
if I miss something, that's, it's whatever.
I know you approached me about the jump boost and said, "Hey, we kind of didn't turn this off for the entire rest." And I was like, that's fine. It's not like you guys could have known or done anything, or like known that it wasn't you guys couldn't have like known it was unintentional unless I had told you when you were doing the series.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't have the right to be angry about it.
Yeah, I was kind of
bug I left in the map.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about it for some reason. I was like, oh, like, are the map makers, like, I don't know what their feelings are on the whole jump boost thing, but it's like you guys are chill about it, so yeah.
I mean, like, you guys recorded this back in September. It was amusing to see, and it's not like we can do anything anyway about it. We can't just ask you to just run clear commands on you to.
Could I get up to run a fill command? Because I want to show the extent of these ore veins, which I put into place so that, like, people can make golden apples and stuff, like, up here where I am right now.
Yeah, I don't think we ever mined this just because, We didn't.
He didn't
Gold
have an
iron.
iron pickaxe at
He
the time.
didn't think golden apples. Nobody thinks golden apples. Even like, I was gonna. I had one of these where I think the chest got moved, so it didn't end up working. But like I literally put a chest with apples next to a gold deposit.
I would not be surprised if people still didn't just not click in their head. Oh yeah, golden apples.
Yeah.
So you said you want to use a fill command?
I just want to use a fill command to replace the gold ore with glass.
All right.
So there's a fair amount of ore in here, and I'll do this later with some other ore veins, and it's gonna be a much larger number than that.
Whoa.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Holy shit, that's a lot of
60
gold.
ore. It's 60 ore.
So enough for about 7 apples, which is
Yeah, even though they didn't mine this, they still had a ton of golden apples at the last dungeon because of all
we were
the chests.
generous. Yeah, we were generous with golden apples, and it paid off because the last dungeon is very challenging. And the last 2 dungeons are very challenging. So. But anyways, back to the gardens. I remember it was just Justin.
Another more when we get there.
It was just Justin and Isaac who got here at this point.
Yeah.
And they did not like these skeletons. They did not like these living scarecrow mobs.
Yeah, the blindness
These were a
was annoying.
nuisance. Blindness
To be fair,
arrows.
I don't like these bastards either.
Yeah, blindness is a very frustrating buff, which is why I did not put it. Which is why these guys are one-time spawn elite. Because blindness prevents not only visibility, it disables sprinting and critical hits while you're blind, which means that you do less damage and you can't really run away. So they're very dangerous. Please don't. So I like blindness as a thing to throw occasionally out, but dear God, it can definitely be a nuisance. I don't blame their frustration with these guys. Another thing from that is worth mentioning in the garden before we get to the end, the special item that I put in it is a offhand charm style item.
Right.
Here, the Moonlace. I got copies of them. Only problem with this item is it's designed off of there's an inside joke between me and a couple other map makers. There's a tulip there's a enchanted offhand tulip on a server that I play on that has max health and armor in the offhand. So this is kind of a throwback to that. But the problem with this item is if you accidentally right click at a poor time while holding this item, you will place it, and then it will lose all the bonuses it has.
Yeah, I think I did a
I
solo
don't think anyone
playthrough.
really.
It's a very sad day.
Yeah, so I'll probably replace the flower with something that can't be placed.
Yeah.
Because it's a noticeable buff, but it's kind of hard to use.
Yeah, I think I used this buff actually in one of my solo playthrough of this map, and I just placed it on the ground. And I'm like, oh, I don't have the buffs anymore.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. So I'll be fixing that. Then you get into here. You have this nice little like sugarcane area, which does provide the player the axe. I don't know. I think this is the only sugarcane in the map. I can't remember for sure though.
Yeah.
And the garden ends here. This dungeon's a little short-lived because of a lack of time to really add more to it. That's something I plan on changing as well in the future.
Yeah, I like the dungeon. It has a nice aesthetic to it. I really do like these pumpkin enemies, the living scarecrow.
Oh yeah, the scarecrows. I do love these guys, and at Optifine too, they even light things up, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So, for my first pick, I am going to pick someone for his amazing singing talent.
This is a very good way to start things off.
Yeah.
Hey, we haven't started it yet. So.
I know.
Hands up.
Right.
Feel a sound, turn around and look up.
Total shock fills your body.
Oh no,
when
it's
Aura
you
joins,
again.
I'm gonna have to get the bot to leave so we can start.
Yeah.
Eyes.
Tonight, the creeper's trying to steal all our stuff again. 'Cause baby, tonight, grab your pick, shovel, and bolt again. Run until it's dawn, until the sun comes up in the morning. 'Cause baby, tonight,
Man, you guys know way more of the lyrics than
creeper's trying to steal all our stuff again.
I don't know the lyrics that well. map is so good.
When you think you're safe, overhear some hissing from
I don't know what
right
this part is.
behind. Right behind. That's a nice life you have. Shame it's gotta end at this time. Time. Hose
This,
up.
this is Matthew
And your health
karaoke.
bar
man.
drops and you
Yeah.
could use a
I wish I
one
could.
It
up.
is. It truly is.
Good at that.
Don't be toady. So
This is
now
fucking
you're stuck
karaoke.
in there. Half a hood is left, but don't die. Cause baby tonight. The
Screw Smash tournaments. Our next get together should be karaoke of Minecraft parodies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baby tonight. You grab your pick, shovel, and bolt again.
Like, I think Matt wins an award for
Run
best
until
performance
it's
in the call.
Yes.
until
Matt, you have such a
the
beautiful
sun
singing
comes
voice.
Up in the morn, 'cause baby tonight.
Right.
The creeper's trying to steal all our stuff again. Right.
This is great.
You
Yup.
got diamonds, craft some
I've only been recording this.
Get it, baby, gonna
Yeah.
forge that like you. So MLG Pro, my sword's made of
Oh
diamonds.
my
so
god, he even
look at
knows.
me, bro.
Amazing.
Yeah, I
Standing
know,
in the room
that's
under the
scary.
torchlight, holding that form to get you ready for the big fight. Every single day on those torchlight creepers out prowling. Alright, look at me, look at you, take my revenge, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm a warrior, baby, what else is new? And my blade's gonna take you. Baby, tonight, the creeper's trying to steal all our stuff again. Yeah, let's take back the world tonight. Grab your sword, armor, and go at dawn. Take your revenge. Oh, and fight like it's the last night of your life. Show them your might, baby, tonight. The creepers trying to steal all our stuff again.
Also, I'm serious when I say please don't press the button at the start.
Grab your pick,
Oh,
shovel,
oh yeah, we're
and
starting
bolt
together, right?
again.
Yeah, we're all starting in the same room, but then
Don't
we're gonna.
press the button.
Run
Please,
until
for
it's
the love of
dawn,
fucking God, don't.
until sun comes up in the morn.
Just warning.
Baby
Remember, Nick, that you're gonna have to
tonight.
you're gonna have to put everyone on the team.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have to remember the command by looking at our chat logs.
So did you like my singing voice, people?
It was.
Yeah.
Why do I hear
encore?
Loop.
So it's funny because he's saying that.